Everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Personal Mastery Training. All right, so first time joining me, as usual, I'm going to give you an introduction to you who are joining our community. Here's what it's all about. The name is simple, Personal Mastery. Because through my years of being an elite athlete, back in the day, a martial artist, boxer, wrestler, and professional dancer, amateur professional competitive dancer, all those pursuits I went after, I didn't realize that the enemy was not outside. The enemy was not the other person across the ring. The enemy was not a person across the mat. The other enemy wasn't the audience. The outside enemy wasn't the audience that I was worried about. It was all between my ears. And wouldn't you think for a second, in all your entire life, tell me, where was the true enemy? Tell me. Was it not between your ears? So this is where now in my fifth decade of life, I said to myself, oh my God, there was no enemy outside. It was me. And this is my passion for sharing this message, is this idea that when we can master that 3-pound mass, beautiful, absolutely unbelievable. Look what our brains have done, have created. Your entire world that you're looking at right now, the things you're enjoying, came from someone's desire to make something better. And that came from our beautiful brain, a collection of our beautiful brains. But it has to be empowered. It has to be guided in the right direction. Or else leave it to chance and it wanders all over the place and takes us on a journey. Typically not where we want to go if we let it run. So we must take command of our mind, which then takes command of our body and our soul. That's what personal mastery is about. And that's the message I'm putting through. Because I love Jesse Jackson's quote. He said back in the 70s or 80s, he said, kids are shooting dope in their veins because no one's shooting hope in their brains. And today, who's shooting hope out there? Not many. Not many. The world's a doom and gloom, as they'd like to put it, but it's actually beautiful. It's a beautiful world. It can be. The kingdom of heaven is either it's within, or it could be hell. So my goal is to help you to produce the life you want. Just one idea, as my mentor said, well executed, can change your life forever. All right. So that's the preamble before we get into the real deal. Here's how it works. I do 2 episodes. One is a mastery class. So I get a guest on here that is now currently in the arena and living their life. I don't want people out there who write about being great. I want people who are actually being great. So these may be authors, athletes. Some you may know, some you may not. But I looked at them and went, yeah, you're the real deal. You're in the arena. You're doing your thing. You're getting your face bloodied. You're falling 7, getting up 8. I like that. So we bring them in. Success leaves clues. Failures leaves clues too. So we pick it apart. I pick it apart here, and I invite you to get your journal and pick it apart as well and get the ideas, your ideas out of it. Next one I do is today's session, a strategy session. In the strategy session, what we do is I pose an idea, a thought, a concept to you. And again, I invite you to, it would please me if you take it and run with it. Take it to your journal, agree with me, disagree with me. I don't care. Just get you to think, get you to start using that beautiful brain and direct it in the direction you want to go. Don't let it run you. You run it. Okay, so that's it. And I'll finish with this last one, actually, before I start. I don't believe you should get through challenges or life. That's a struggle. I think you should get from it. That's when you're empowered. That way, when you face that challenge again, and you will, at some point, you'll go through it easily and effortlessly because you've managed to find a lesson and get the strength from it. All right. So that's it. Now let's get on to the strategy session. Here's a strategy session. Journaling. The number one tool to mastery. Journaling. Journaling is so easy, but it's amazing how many people get stuck on journaling. For years, decades now, I've been promoting people to journal. journal. I don't know what to do. I don't know. What do you put in it? Can I put, some people are worried about putting too much in it. What if somebody reads it? Well, here's the thing about journaling, why it's important and why we should squash all that noise. Journaling allows you to see patterns you're doing, because right now, if you're struggling with something, you're running a pattern. As I'm always talking about in my podcast, last podcast I talked about was rituals. Your patterns and rituals and habits are leading you where you are now. If it's leading you where you want to go, keep it. If it's not leading you to where you want to go, it's time to disrupt it. The beauty of being human is that we can change, but it takes work. But you see, a lot of people don't want to work because it leads to discomfort at the beginning. People don't like change. Change leads to pain. And human beings, a lot of you know, we move towards pleasure and we move away from pain. If our brain thinks this is going to cause us pain, to introspect and to look into our closet, we say no. We go towards the easy, quote unquote, thing right in front of us. Distraction, social media, time wasting. And we say no. But the obstacle is the way. We have to lean into it. We have to lean into the fear, the apprehension. There's a new movie out called Boogeyman. And I'm always thinking about I should use that as the things we fear. Because the boogeyman is this thing that we think exists under the bed in the closet. And it really isn't that big. Not that big a deal. I also did a podcast on The Wizard of Oz, which talks about the same thing. The things we're looking for is already within us, and we go searching for them. They're already there. But to unlock them and to unleash them, we have to face our fear. So what journaling does, journaling allows you to see patterns, go back and look. This morning, for instance, when I'm looking back at my journal from a year ago, there's some things I wrote near that, oh man, I'm still doing that. I'm still doing that pattern. I'm still running that pattern. Time to change. I knew when I wrote in my book, Journey to Personal Greatness, I knew that spirituality, when I put mind, body, and soul in my book and I broke it down and I put money under soul. I put money under soul because I realized that riches and abundance is a me thing. If I don't feel deserving, I will push away money. I will lose money. I will always be in debt. Even when I'm ahead, I'll find a way to get behind, invest it in something, give it away to someone, lose it in some way that seems that it's outside's fault. When I look back, it's me. I made that decision to put it in that investment that didn't work. I knew it wouldn't work, but for some reason, that unconscious reason, I pushed it away because I didn't feel deserving of having abundance. You see? So if I didn't journal on that and step back and look, I wouldn't see patterns. And here's the thing. How many of you are beautifully, amazingly adept at helping others? Oh, you come up with ideas. You're giving them all these ideas. You are crushing it. In your mind, you're going, oh man, did I just hear myself say that was beautiful? That was great. Oh my goodness, where'd I come up with that? Right? You're killing it. You're crushing it. But you can't seem to get out of your own damn way with simple things. Your eating patterns, your spending patterns, your lack of exercise, your giving up too early, all those things. Your frustration, your anxiety, all those things are still crushing you. But to someone else, how many of us can see that that person shouldn't be in that relationship? Oh, you shouldn't be there, girl. You shouldn't be there, guy. But how about you? Should you let go of that relationship, friendship, personal relationship, job? How many of us can't see our greatness, how great you are? Everyone tells you, no, not me. But you can tell everybody else they're great. You see what I'm saying? So we are our own worst enemy. And so journaling, when you journal and put it, your I am statements, your affirmations, whatever it is you want to put in there, and you step back and you take a 40,000-foot view of it, you get to see it differently. Because when you're in it, your vulnerability kicks in, your lack of vulnerability kicks in, and your ego kicks in. You can't see the truth about yourself. So, what do you put in it and how do you do it? Well, first of all, just write anything if you're stuck. Good morning. What are you grateful for? Whatever it takes, you put it in there. Then the next thing you want to do is affirmations. Affirm what you want. Affirm what you want from life. I am so happy and grateful that I am blank. Put it in. And also, you can put codes in there if you want. If you're putting in things that you feel someone will pick up one day that you don't want them to see or you don't want someone to find out, put it in codes. Put it in diagrams. Just get it out of your head, because the shame and the guilt that you're feeling is self-imposed. Humans are, I don't know why we're so great at feeling shame and guilt, putting shame on ourselves for simple thoughts, as if, I think it might even come from the society's way of, I don't want to get too religious or political here, but I think it comes from our conditioning of thinking we're never good enough. We're sinners. We're never good enough. So we always feel shame about thoughts that are simple thoughts. And we always think we're the only ones suffering from this thing or thinking this thing or, oh my God, I'm the most shameful person. I feel guilty about this. Guilt. It ravages us. And once you feel guilt and shame, you do more of it. You don't get any better. You do more of the thing because our inner child feels scolded. So when we can step back and look at something from a farther distance, it's so much easier to see our patterns, see how we're beating ourselves up, see how we can improve, see our roadblocks, our pitfalls, and avoid them or mitigate them or fix them, remedy them, get some help, read the book, find a solution. But when you're in it, you can't see the frame of the picture you're in. So you just continue to repeat. Cut, paste, repeat. Cut, paste, repeat. So, journaling. Get yourself an empty book, a book with lines, a book with you can even get online journals that will nudge you. I have a journal right now called Day One. It reminds me every morning I get a prompt. What are you grateful for? What did you do yesterday that made you feel great? What are you going to do today? How are you going to perform? It just nudges you. And all you got to do is answer a couple of questions and get into rhythm. It's a rhythm. Everything's rhythm, rituals, rhythms. And once you're in that rhythm, you'll want to I carve out half an hour. I review my day, my to-do list, my affirmations, my I am statements. What could I have done better? Where am I hanging out? Quadrant 1, quadrant 2. Am I being efficient? Time wasters. Did I spend so much time wasting yesterday, or what happened? Because, some people say, I don't know where the day went. I don't know where my money went. I don't know where time went. I don't know where this. Yeah, they don't know because you're not paying attention. You're spending time majoring in minor things that are not getting you where you want to go. And that's only because you're not able to see. So journaling. Hope I've convinced you. Everywhere, you can in Canada, you can get at Chapters, you can get journals at Walmart, Winners, in America, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, you name it. Journals are all over. Digital journals, written journals. I love a written journal myself. Although I keep a digital one now because I can capture things on my walk. You can even capture your journal by voice. You're walking outside and get a thought, capture it. Pictures, love that. Take a picture of the experience and record it. Journaling. Leave it behind for someone else. Some beautiful thoughts you've had. Some amazing ideas pass through your mind every so often. Capture them. So, the number one personal mastery tool for me, one of them, is journaling. Best way to get out of your own way. So, all right, that's it. I encourage you to grab your journal. I encourage you to push past the resistance. I encourage you to not worry about who's going to see it and what they're going to think of you. After seeing it, it's too late anyways. And you may not be here. So to hell with it. Just do it. Right. So it's your thoughts. It's a way to get over yourself. It's a way to get through the roadblock. So use that personal mastery to get it in your library. It's powerful. All right. Until next time, everybody. If you know someone who needs to hear this, be in our community, share this, please. If you enjoy it, share it with somebody. Pass it along. Let's build this community. Let's do this. Let's make a crusade of people who don't want to get through it. They want to get from it. Let's save somebody from themselves. Let's take them out of their own hell and bring them into mastery and bring them to see that life is not what the media, who's fighting for our attention. And they put salacious things out there that, and only the bad thing because they know humans are driven to that. So meanwhile, 10 things are going right, but they really highlight the one that's not going well. So let's build this community. Like, subscribe, share. Let's do it right now because I know I've got some great listeners out there, but you're keeping it a secret. Let's build. All right. If I can help you in any way, let me know. I'm coming out with more programs as we go along, and as my bandwidth allows, we're going to continue to grow and build this momentum. All right. You know why I do this? Because I want you, me first. I fill my cup, I pour it into you, and I believe you should do the same. I want us to be relentless about our pursuit for what we call personal mastery, personal greatness, and never stop. All right. Until next time. Peace and love.